Let me tell you the tale of Kaelen, a rogue whose shadow lingered long after night had passed, a man whose every heartbeat was paid for in regret and blood. In the fog-choked ruins on the edges of Baldur's Gate, the city's corpse sighed beneath layers of damp decay, alleys thick with secrets unsaid. These were not streets for the hopeful or unscarred. Here, under the jaundiced gaze of guttering lanterns, Kaelen prowled, silent, watchful, a shadow among shadows weaponized by guilt. His family had once belonged to distant nobility, before betrayal's knife cut deeper than steel and left him marooned in the city's underbelly. Kaelen wore loss and failure like a ragged cloak, his sharp eyes forever searching for redemption in the gloom. A debt unpaid festers, he'd mutter to himself as he tucked a worn lock of hair behind one ear. I will not let the rot claim another soul. It was not the ordinary rot he stalked. The city's wounds ran deeper, pulsed darker. Whispers told of a cult preying on the desperate, drawing life from the lost to fuel unspeakable rites. Kaelen, who had already sacrificed everything, could not turn away. Each tip from the streets, each lurking rumor was a torch in his haunted night, pressing him onward as the city's eldritch hunger grew. He moved through a world blurred by fog, each alleyway a wound, each crumbling stone a memory. The cult left traces, a smear of strange ash, symbols scrawled in blood, disappearances that were shrugged off in the daylight. But Kaelen noticed. He noticed the way faces grew hollowed, the way secret doors opened where shadows coiled thickest. Inside him a voice snarled, "They have taken enough, not one more, not." Stide, to some he was a myth, a grisly reminder that justice had teeth. To others he was already gone, a wraith whose own redemption had moved past reach, yet every step closer. The cult's whispering lair drew him deeper into the city's malignant heart, where wrong and right intertwined beyond any lawful reckoning. Tonight, in the skeleton of a toppled chapel, Kaelen crouched by fractured pews, breathing with the silence of prey. The dagger in his palm felt alive, hungry with promise, an old friend in the darkness. His heart pounded with memory, the night his family's trust had imploded, the faces of those he couldn't save. I am the last line, he reminded himself, not for courage, but for penance. He watched masked figures slip through candlelight, watched blood drip, not with violence, but with ritual, their chant a drone of old evil. The cult's leader, a wizened woman crowned with relics, raised her arms. Tonight, the soul chain completes anew. Kaelen's muscles tensed, ready to release all restraint. But shadows aren't always silent. A step betrayed him. In a blink, cultists whirled, daggers drawn, a dozen against one. But Kaelen, son of ruin, fought with a desperation no zealot could muster. Steel flashed, spells lashed, air curdled with ozone. He became the darkness, twisting, dodging, striking, a storm of guilt and fury unleashed. Mercy is for the innocent. I have none left for myself. Awe haunted his mind, even as he dropped foe after foe. But as Kaelen breached the cult's sanctum, he witnessed the true horror, a relic, a heart of living stone fed off their stolen lives, pulsing with a sullen crimson glow. The cult did not destroy souls, but chained them, ensnaring them for a cycle driven by sacrifice. Each cycle demanded an innocent, each break a price. Redemption or damnation? There is no difference when the world already drinks from the same cup, she rasped. Every fiber in Kaelen screamed to run, to escape the fate that had claimed all he loved. Yet before the relic, he saw the spectral faces of the lost shifting in its crimson glow. Children, beggars, echoes of every friend he'd failed. Despair pressed on him. But beneath all the agony, the weight of empty victories, something fragile lingered. A reason to grant peace, though it cost him his soul. In this life and the next, I renounce myself. I will pay the debt. More than stated, more than shouted, he declared it aloud, voice steady as the dawn. I will carry the darkness. The relic's pulse pounded through him, cold and vast and utterly emptying. Kaelen felt the chains of every anguished soul snap, flooding him with their fear, hope, and gratitude. The city groaned as the weight finally shifted. D-O, whisper of lighter air sighing through ruined alleys. In the chapel's broken light, the cult crumbled to dust, and Kaelen dropped to his knees, vision blurring at the edges. But he felt, if only for a moment, something like relief. The city, cracked but standing, owed him nothing. His price was paid in silence, and fog quietly reclaimed his shadow. As dawn split the mist over Baldur's gate, there stood no hero awash in glory, only a man whose tale was carved in scar and sorrow. Yet the streets whispered of the rogue who traded everything for those without hope, and as children walked those ruins without fear, his sacrifice echoed quietly, a fragile victory in a world of ruthless barter. What would you have done, standing before that ancient hunger? Would you pay the price or let the city fall? Suggest the next tale, and perhaps it will be told by firelight soon. By now, methinks, you've found Kaelen's journey within the fog worth your while. Don't forget, subscribe and like to keep the embers of these stories burning bright.